My name is Ryan and welcome to a vlog. You've probably forgotten what these look like, right? You've probably forgotten the look of my face, unless of course you watch Hearthstone Arena, I guess. Because I just haven't done one of these in a while. Basically, I think I skipped a week, and then before that I skipped like 2 weeks, and then just ongoingly bad. Basically, what's been going on with that is that there's just been nothing to talk about. Really, for a lot of them, the schedule hasn't changed in a long while. It has, obviously, right now. I'm going to be talking about the schedule. And there just really hasn't been enough content to kind of justify making a video. And sometimes I've just been straight up busy, right? Obviously, the nature of the vlog means that I need to record it just before it goes up, so it's the most current, and so that it can give actual updates, right? So if I'm busy on both Friday and Saturday, I'm kind of SOL on that one. So I can't exactly do something made for Sunday. But with all of that aside, let's go into the schedule, right? No reason not to. Let me just pull up my list on the schedule. There it is. Cool. So if you were watching Oddworld, or if you're currently watching Titan Souls, you probably noticed that the schedule's changed, right? Oddworld's New and Tasty finished just a while ago. I think we're on episode 2 of Titan Souls right now. So Titan Souls replaced the Oddworld slot, basically is what I'm saying here. If you, by the way, like pixel art, Shadow of the Colossus, or seeing me die, I don't know. People like things. You know, whatever floats your boat. Titan Souls might be entirely up your alley. There'll be a playlist link in the description down below. It might also appear like right-ish here at the end of the video, but if not, playlist link in the description below. After Titan Souls is over, we're going to be going back to Oddworld New and Tasty in order to do the Alf's Escape DLC, which is about another 1.5 to 2 hours of content for that video game. I really like that video game. I would like to do all of the content that video game has to offer. Speaking of Succession though, Dark Souls is almost finished, and it's just going to be followed immediately with Dark Souls 2, Sins of the First Scholar specifically. I haven't done any of the DLC, so Sins of the First Scholar is going to have new enemy placements and 3 DLC packs that I will have never approached. So those will all be done completely blind. That should be fun, and it'll also take 5 trillion fucking years. I've also decided to change up Twitter questions a little bit, so usually I would just go out and I'd tweet, any Twitter questions, and I'd get a few responses, and then I'd deal with those. But I'm actually just going to draw questions from my AskFM account, because a lot of those are very particularly thought-provoking and worth explaining here, right? They're things that I think might be of value to talk about in general, or, to publish to a wider kind of audience than the people that read the AskFM page. So, with nothing left in the way of ado, let's see if we can get a few of those. So, I've got my AskFM page here. There's a lot of these that are particularly short and really easy to just respond to. I mean, like, is your glass half full or half empty? That's by Jade Hood. My glass is twice as big as it needs to be. I refuse. I mean, like, the bigger point there is, are you a pessimist or an optimist? I always describe myself as a realist, and that it is different to both, right? I don't hope that things will be good. I don't trust that things will be good. I hope that they're good. I don't think things will turn out badly. I don't think things will turn out well. I just look at the situation around them and then go, oh, it might turn out like this. I guess I hope otherwise, but maybe it does this, or, I think that having kind of like a prejudging mindset about the outcome of anything is just kind of eternally flawed, even if it's a good mindset, like optimism. Yeah, that probably didn't need explaining though. What was your first paid job? I actually have a shirt for it just off to the side, but I don't know if I want to broadcast the company it was. So I actually worked customer service as an entertainment seller for a large retail chain in Australia. Yeah, that's 100% all I'm going to say about that, because I would rather not get tied up in questions that could get me in trouble. Okay, so this one is definitely worth it, right? This one is definitely worth talking about on a wider platform. And I think I'll make it kind of like the specific point of today's episode. How do you manage studying at uni as well as producing as much content as you do, and how do you fit it all in? ! Now, I'll try and avoid self-flattery. I'm just going to go straight for the facts of exactly how I do that type of stuff. I'm also going to kind of just not really talk about uni, because basically I'll just explain exactly what my workflow is for the content that I make. And I feel like that might be of use to those of you that are interested in making content, or want to start making content, or are just interested in how I do it. So the short answer is caffeine, and I rigidly regiment my workflow. But if you want more detail, get ready for a whole mess of words, because I'm gonna fucking explain everything. Let's start with some numbers. Rounded for ease. Okay, so consider an episode of Isaac to be about 40 minutes, consider an episode of Hearthstone Arena to be about 90, and then 20 for everything else. Yeah, these are kind of on the low-ish end, if you're asking me. Maybe the high-ish end for Hearthstone Arena, but then again, there are the Hearthstone Arena episodes that are 2.5 hours, so, you know, I'm trying to go for an average here. That means on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where Hearthstone Arena comes out, there's 2.5 hours of content that day, because Isaac, Arena, and random other whatever 20-minute series, right? 40, 20, 90. Right. Easy. 150 minutes of content, 2.5 hours. The other days are about 80 minutes, so that's about, you know, less. 1.33 repeater hours. So you could probably consider a whole week's video content, in terms of runtime, at least, you could probably consider it to be about 13 hours, right? Rounded up from, I guess, 12.83 repeater. I don't know why I'm making it look like I'm coming up with these numbers on the spot. I did them before, I just don't actually have them written there because I didn't write what I'd rounded from. Anyhow, I'm getting off the point. So the answer from there is actually pretty simple. Basically, I make my workflow ruthlessly fucking efficient, right? So I sit down and I record about 4 to 6 hours of a series, and then I cut that up into much smaller parts. So for Dark Souls, 6 hours is about 18 episodes. For Hearthstone Arena, 6 hours is about 3 episodes. 6 hours is about 5 episodes for Isaac though, so, you know, swings and roundabouts, I guess. All I really have to do is clean up the audio that I take, because I take the audio in Audacity and I take the video in OBS. So clean up the audio that I take, and that's done by a series of chains that I already set up, so that does itself, basically. As soon as I finish recording, I can just have the audio make itself ready, which is such a fucking load off my mind. It's really, really handy. Learn about Audacity chains, by the way. If you use Audacity, learn about the chains. So fucking worthwhile. Probably saves me an hour a week. Anyhow, in about an hour, I can probably edit about 10 episodes, so this is why if you've ever made a comment saying, oh, you could have edited this in, or you should have edited that out. Yeah, but also, it would have cost me a fuckload of time. And if I have to go through each episode and edit it, that means that the edit time for that episode is going to be around the length of that episode, probably by a multiplier for the other stuff that I have to do. It exponentially increases the amount of editing time that I have to do in a week. Usually, I'll spend about 3 hours in a week editing. So, I've got scripts, auto-generating thumbnails from 1 to 200 whenever I finish my when I settle my template or for my design for the thumbnails. I've got playlists automatically including new videos based on title comparisons. I've got upload templates with all my tags and descriptions, right? Automatically tweet about each episode on release with a kicker line, and that's all just set to happen as soon as the video goes up. These parts are super fucking efficient, and I've worked on them very hard. They take about 30 seconds per episode. So, really not that difficult for those ones. So that's 16 straight hours of work in a week. In a perfect world, of course. However, it's not a perfect world, people procrastinate, but also there's the innumerable small little things that I can't even count the time that it takes, right? So usually it'll take me about 20 to 25 hours to get all of that work done, actually. Because of warming up, scrapping footage, speeding up footage, replying to questions and comments, writing new metadata, making new thumbnails, all those types of things. You know, the things not worth mentioning the time, but still make up a significant portion of time, right? It's the other in the pie graph that is my time. Now, all of this would be hugely pointless if I couldn't visualize it. So, let me introduce you to the screen that I look at, I want to say, most of my day. Right here. Yeah, so this column, obviously date, it automatically highlights the correct date. Top row is the name of the series, the row below it is the stage of progression that series is in for production for that episode for that day. Red means that series doesn't run that day. Green means that series does run that day and I've done that work. Yellow is the enemy. Go away. Yellow is the enemy. Yellow is work I haven't done yet. So I basically play a game with myself. Pull it back up, fuck it, right? I play a game with myself. I need to make sure there is no yellow on or above the line that is highlighted. Yeah. And if I can, I want to keep the green going for a while afterwards, just so in case I get sick or something like that, there's nothing that I have to do for a few days. It's pretty efficient, hopefully. By the way, if you are running a channel and you don't have a spreadsheet like that, I cannot recommend it enough. I've been running it for, I think, like 88 days now or something like that. It's so fucking helpful. I think only 2 times in that 88 days, excluding vlogs, only 2 times in that 88 days have I actually missed an episode. So it's been really effective for keeping me on task and keeping me on track. Just as long as I can visualize exactly what I have left to do, it's much more easy, right? I can kind of like incremental progress my way through it rather than go, oh shit, there was something I was supposed to do and now I've got to do it. You know, I can just look at it and go, oh, this has to be done by this time. Obviously. And a metric fuck ton of caffeine. My name is Ryan, the name of the channel has been Rhapsody. If you want to put a question in the Ask FM that might come up on a future episode, I'm just going to be choosing, kind of like cherry picking the best questions. It's askfm.com/rhapsodyplays. It'll be in the description down below, along with my Twitter handle @rhapsodyplays. And that's about as much whoring as I can do at the end of an episode that I've been talking about myself for the whole... Oh dear. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself and we'll see you next time.